Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Andrea and the focus for this month is stress management. This is the second week, and if you missed the previous one, I'm gonna link it in the description box. One of the biggest causes of stress is having too much to do. So this week I'm gonna give you a few tips on how to choose what goes into your calendar. I'm a minimalist and I prefer a light schedule rather than always complaining I'm too busy. Because seriously, it's much easier to have less things to do rather than becoming a productivity ninja. It's the same with money, really. It's easier to spend less rather than make more. So let me give you 4 tips on how I choose what goes into my schedule. Tip number 1 is schedule everything. And when I say everything, I really mean everything. Take your calendar or a journal and write down everything you'll be doing at each hour of the day for an entire week. When everything is scheduled, if you have a new task coming up, you can be realistic about if you can do it or not. If everything is full, you know that if you want something in, something has to come out. Otherwise, there's just no space for it in your life. Tip number 2, which is my favorite, learn to say no. I know it's a hard thing to do, but think of it this way. Your time on this planet is limited and precious. Every single day that passes, it's gone and you're not getting it back. So give yourself the power to choose what you're doing with your time and limit other people's influence on your calendar. Number 3 is something I use a lot, and that is having a quota for activities, especially non-essential ones. What I mean by that is deciding how many times does it make sense to do an activity per week, per month, or even per year. As an example, I go out to social activities once per month, I go out to eat with Aline once per month, but I only go to social events for work once per quarter, and I go back home to Romania once per year. So when I fill the quota, I'm okay with saying no to the next 2-3 events without feeling guilty because I know I've done my part already. And as a complementary rule, I try not to schedule activities away from home 2 weekends in a row. And finally, tip number 4 is outsource or pay someone else to do it. I know what you're thinking, I can't afford this, but hear me out. Here's the latest example I can give you. Our garden needed a big spring cleaning. And Aline and I knew that if we're going to do it ourselves, it's gonna take a few weekends. So we decided to pay someone else to do it in 5 hours, and I used those 5 hours to do some blog work and prepare some yoga classes that in time will bring me that money back. An activity can cost either time or money, and sometimes it's cheaper to just hand over the cash, especially if someone else can do it better and faster than you. And these were my 4 time management tips. Which one was the most helpful to you? Tell me in the comments. And after you're done, head over to the blog, because this week I'm also sharing a few productivity tips. I'm gonna put the link in the description box. That's it for today, and I hope you'll be back next week when we're talking about a few stress relieving activities. Thank you for watching and have a great day.